Hey guys, welcome to Max Gym. Giving a quick update today on these Rep and Titan benches that I purchased last spring. Of course, I have the Titan FID flat incline decline bench, and I also have a Rep AB 3100, which is an adjustable incline bench. It does flat and incline, so it has that front post on it that prevents it from going in decline position. Both these benches have been stable over the amount of time that I've had them. Not a lot of shake or anything like that. I think a lot of people that have issues with that, part of it's in the setup of the bench and how you assemble it, making sure that you have everything lined up and level before you tighten and crank the bolts down tight. And also, you know, any bench over time, depending on which situation you have it in. This is a basement gym that I have. But if you have it in a commercial setting or a setting where it's getting a lot of use, varied use from different people and different with different attributes of how they carry on their weightlifting, whether they're slamming down weights or you know, the amount of abuse the equipment takes. But both of these have been stable over the amount of time that I've had them, and I'm happy with both of them. So the Titan bench has a different back and seat design to it with a larger front seat. Of course, that's the FID bench, so it has a locking leg roller on the front and a bigger profile overall to begin with. So again, I'm just so far looking at the hold up of the bench itself. That Titan bench weighs 71 pounds. Pretty solid bench. It's I believe it was 13 gauge steel on that one. So I'll give the measurements and everything, the manufacturer specs here in a minute, but you can see from the surface of the bench that that one hasn't really been abused. It has kind of a smooth texture on the Titan bench. It is dimpled a little bit, but just the thickness of the vinyl itself, it's a little heavier vinyl. And then the Rep bench has kind of a texture to it. And the vinyl isn't quite as thick, but the fact that the vinyl on the Rep bench grabs you with that texture, it tends to stretch a little bit. Again, maybe because of the thickness, but when you're digging in on bench press, you'll actually be thankful for the fact that it has the texture and that it does grab you versus slipping around. Where the thicker, smoother vinyl on the Titan bench will probably wear better over time, but you're giving up some of that connectivity to the ground when you're doing your bench presses on it, because you tend to slip just a little bit depending on what you're wearing on the Titan bench. Of course, I'm using it on incline bench press, so I don't slide around that much anyway. That's your sawtooth for your ladder on the back there that just showed up on the video there. Both of these sawtooths are about the same. There's your textured pad. This is a little bit different pad. I don't have that design on mine, but it is the same dimple feature on it. So you can see in the video right now that the support post on the incline bench from Rep in the back there, that's lacking on the FID benches. So with that support, that adjustable bench probably hold up longer. There's a little ripple in the vinyl there on the Rep bench, and that tends to move around a little bit depending how warm the temperature in the room is, and sometimes there's 2 or 3 little crescents there, sometimes only one. You can smooth it back out after you're lifting, but really it's not really important to the function of the bench, and it's not like it's tearing or anything like that. So there's the front sawtooth on the Rep adjustable bench, so it's just a manual lift up on that, where the FID benches have a pen selector. So I'll go through the specs here at the end, but the FID bench from Titan has that pen selector, and when you look at the Rep bench, that's the same. same design, which is the AB3000 FID bench from Rep. It has the same pin selector on it. So I did notice on the, getting ahead of myself, but on the Rep AB3000, the stated weight of that bench is 95 pounds. The benches, I mean, just looking at them in the promo ads and stuff, the design features on them look the same, but the weighted rate, the stated weight on the Titan is 71 and 95 pounds. That's a pretty significant difference. So gauges of steel used in it could be a little bit more solid on the Rep, but I'd have to do a side by side to say for certain there. Now the little sawtooth ladder design on the front of the Rep bench is nice. I have had it move on me once. I don't remember exactly what I was doing, but I think I was trying to scoot during a lift and it dropped a notch on me somehow. I don't think that happens very often. It only happened to me once. Both of them have handles on the front to be able to move the benches around. Both of them have casters on the back. In the particular version of the Rep bench there, the caster, the urethane caster on the back is a little larger. On the nose of the bench there, the Titan has that flat plate support where I'm lifting this bench up. Rep has a similar design, a little bit smaller, but it also has a rubber cap over it. And the Rep bench has two end caps on the back also, where I think it's a plug design. Certain it's a plug design end cap on the Titan bench. Both of them have kind of a footprint design on the back too. So, with no weight on the bench, you can shake both of the benches side to side, but when you're sitting on the bench, they feel solid. And the leg roller lock on the FID benches is nice, but again, that's available on the AB3000 from Rep. It's just a feature of the FID bench to kind of lock yourself in because you're at that decline position. So it also comes in handy when you're doing dumbbell presses to have your legs locked so you're not sliding around. So I'm pointing out the ripple there, but as you can see from the vinyl, there's no tears or anything, no seams are coming apart. And again, I've only had both of these benches since last spring. And this is the front of the Titan FID bench with the pin selectors. And from what I can see on the AB3000 from Rep, it's the same type of setup for the front of that. Sawtooths are the same. There's your oval foot pads on the back of that Titan bench with the plastic end cap insert and the smaller casters on the back. I did notice on the AB3000 from Rep the casters are smaller on the back too. I don't know why. There's a difference between the adjustable bench and the decline bench for the size of the casters, but maybe it has something to do with the degree of decline. And that's looking at the front of the Rep bench again for the, it's just a manual ladder sawtooth design. You just flip that seat up, put it up high to kind of give yourself a little angle to lock yourself in for doing, seated dumbbell presses. This picture here, that's a promo picture from the site, from Titan. It does not have the seat in the raised position, but the seat does raise up. And that was a flash there of the AB3000 from Rep. Rep does have a nice little logo, aluminum plate on there, where the Titan has just a silver sticker on the front of theirs. You can see those larger casters on that adjustable bench also. So getting back to that ladder design, the sawtooth design, on the adjustable bench, it's a 6 position back on it. So your 7th position on these, there's the AB3000 from Rep. That's their decline bench. Front end design's about the same on them. I'm sure they could point out some nuances in it, but they're about the same. So the difference in that ladder on the adjustable bench and the decline bench is in your decline position, you're just laying the bench down flat. You're actually not in the sawtooth, but that's your 7th position on that. That's the only difference in those. So I really wanted to rave to Rep about their back pad design on their bench for that adjustable bench. As you can see, the FID bench from Titan has two rails behind the back pad, whereas it's sheet metal behind the adjustable bench like this. You're looking at the back of the pad. But the Rep FID bench has the same exact ladder design on the back of the back pad as the Titan bench. So I have no idea why, but both of those benches use that two single rail design instead of a sheet metal plate behind that back pad. Just looks more solid on the adjustable bench with that full sheet metal. But again, maybe there's a reason there in the design of that bench. So just a quick recap between the differences, which are very little in this price point. So vinyl on the Titan bench, probably a little thicker. Grip pad on the back of the Rep bench, definitely a plus. And even with this stretchy vinyl a little bit, that's a livable factor there. The difference in the weight between the AB3000 and the AB3100 and the Titan, the AB3000 stated at that 95-pound weight. Little disparity there between the 71 pounds on the Titan bench. Could be a thicker gauge. I'm looking at the Titan specs, and it is 11 gauge metal on that Titan bench, and it was stated at 14 gauge on the, actually 14 with some 4 gauge in there. I don't know where the 4 gauge, unless maybe there's a solid footer on that Rep bench. Something accounts for that extra weight. Could even be one is stating the weight in the box and one is stating the weight out of the box. But overall, a good buy. The height of the FID benches is about an inch higher than the adjustable bench. Adjustable bench is more in that just utility flat bench range of 17 inches. So both of these benches performed well. I'm happy with both of them. I like the promotional pictures of the Rep benches online. Although looking, if you put side by side on the FID benches between both sites, are pretty subtle. I'm not sure exactly cost differences between the two. I suspect Titan is making a little bit of a profit margin on their bench, seeing how the former bench that they had with the wraparound front leg on it, that everybody talked about the leg being in a bad position for their footing choices. That bench was around $200, and now they raised the price to $249.99 on this FID. I'm going to keep harping on that because I don't see the reason for the cost increase. It looks like about the same bench to me. And Rep, definitely cosmetic finishes on their bench is really nice. I don't think you'd be disappointed with either bench in the long run. So get out, get shopping. So far, things look good. I'll give another update in about a year. Both of them are solid to the floor.